tejastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta jana kalyane niratam karunamayam. Namami chinmayam devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu Sputatara Ya Samvidujrumbate Ya Brahmadi Pipilikanta Tanushu Prota Jagat Sakshini. Saivaham nacha drushyavastviti drudha prajña yasyasti chet chandalostu satudvijostu gururityesha manisha mama. Bhagwan Ramchandra ji, when he goes out with Vishwamitra Rishi to see what is forest life, when Tadaka was supposed to be given moksha, Vishwamitra Rishi takes Bhagwan with him to go to the forest. It is said before he was made to come with Vishwamitra Rishi, Bhagwan Ramchandra ji had developed lot of vairagya. He saw things in this world how it is, and with that he developed so much vairagya, he did not want to go anywhere. Vishwamitra Rishi comes to him and says that you have work to do. You have great things to accomplish, you have to come with me. Bhagwan Rama says, unless you tell me the supreme purpose of life, what is this whole thing going on here? Why are we here in the first place? Unless I get answers to my question, I don't want to go anywhere. It is said Bhagwan sat down like a still picture, portrait picture, how it is, no emotions. Like that he sat down. Vishwamitra Rishi told Vasishtha Maharshi, Kulaguru, he said, you are a student, you have to go and teach him what is the purpose of life, why are we here. Vasishtha Rishi teaches him lot of things which is called as Yoga Vasishta. But there is one line which is very popular in that Yoga Vasishta. He says, Akhinnam Kshanamasinam Pashya Samsara Natakam. Akhinnam, without getting dejected, even for a moment, even for a little time, just watch this play of samsara. Nataka Deepa, it is. What we saw in the morning session. The theatre lamp which illumines Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti. That Sakshi which illumines Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, although it is ever present, it is very unnoticed. Just like the lamp, if you say how many things are there in the play, we will count the audience, we will count the dancer, we will count the musicians, we will count everything except for the theatre lamp, which really is the main factor for that entire play to function. You remove that lamp, none of that is seen. No play is seen without the lamp. In the same way, without consciousness, without Om, none of the things are seen. Without Chaitanya. That is the essence of the first verse. Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu Sputatara. That which shines forth very clearly. Sputatara means that which doesn't come and go. Sputatara Samvit. That which doesn't come and go like a thought. Thought comes, thought goes. Similar kind of thought, we call it as a focused mind. But all of that is in the realm of mind and intellect. This Samvit is something which doesn't come and go. That is why it is called as Sputatara Samvit, which shine forth very clearly. That is this Om. Ya samvit ujrumbate. And Mahavakya, we had seen, should have two components to it. What was the top block of Mahavakya? Who am I inquiry. Who am I inquiry. The bottom block was, what is this world? And the final result should be, answer of who am I is consciousness. What is this world is also consciousness. So that is Mahavakya here. Huh? First line is telling, in Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti, which a Jiva goes through. In that, I am not the waker, I am not the dreamer, I am not the deep sleeper. I am that consciousness which illumines waking, dream and deep sleep. That is about who am I. Now who am I, different enquiries are taken up. This is one way. You take 3 states of experience and come to understand, I am not the experiencer, I am the illuminator of the 3 states of experience. I am not the PFT. I am not the experiencer of the 3 states. I don't go through Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. I illumine Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. There is a difference, right? From going in from Jagrat to Swapna to Sushupti versus saying that these 3 avasthas come and go in me. He says that is the consciousness. That is the Sakshi. And the bottom block was, what is this world? Just 2 examples are taken. Starting from Brahmaji, include all the creatures, everything which is there, all the way till an ant. Ya Brahmadi Pipili Kanta Tanushu. Tanushu means body. In all these bodies, the one who is pervading in and through every creature, Prota Jagat Sakshini, the one which is pervading every creature, it is that same Sakshi. I am not only Manas Sakshi, but I am Jagat Sakshi. This clarity of knowledge is Mahavakya Jnanam. Saivaham nacha drushya vastu. That consciousness alone I am not drushya vastu. I am not this seen object. Iti drudha prajna api yasya asti iti chet. Whoever has this firm conviction, may it be a Chandala or may it be a Vipra, a very learned person, that person is my Guru. That knowledge is what I value. He says, I am not seeing differences in this world. Actually speaking, what was the question of Chandala? Kim bruhi gaccha gaccheti. From what standpoint did you say, go away, move away? And what is his answer? Who is my Guru? You see the difference? Question is something, answer is something else. But really speaking, no. What he is pointing out is, my wisdom is rooted in this kind of knowledge. Whoever has this knowledge, that person is my Guru. But I don't see any bheda in this world. Prota Jagat Sakshini. Now comes the second Mahavakya. The first one was Prajnanam Brahma, that consciousness is infinite. Second one is very popular Mahavakya, Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi Mahavakya. You see the beauty of Shankaracharya ji, he is presenting that Mahavakya in such a way without it being repetitive. If you directly said Prajnanam Brahma in the first verse, then what is his contribution? Remember that conference? He has to write an article. Originality is this. Same Mahavakya, churned very well, but presented in a unique way. Now you see how he presents Aham Brahmasmi. Second verse. Brahmaivahamidam Jagatcha Sakalam Chinmatra Vistaritam Sarvam Chaitad Vidyaya Trigunaya अशेषं मया कल्पितम् इत्थं यस्य दृढामतिः इत्थं यस्य दृढामतिः सुखतरे नित्ये परे निर्मले चाण्डालोऽस्तु सतु द्विजोऽस्तु गुरुरित्येषा मनीषा मम टुगेदर ब्रह्मैवाहमिदं जगच्च सकलं चिन्मात्रविस्तारितं सर्वं चैतदविद्यया त्रिगुणया अशेषं मया कल्पितम् इत्थं यस्य दृढामतिः सुखतरे नित्ये परे निर्मले चाण्डालोऽस्तु सतु द्विजोऽस्तु गुरुः इत्येषा मनीषा मम. We can chant it together actually. Last line. Chandalostu satu dvijostu gururityesha manisha mama. Guru. Chandalostu satu dvijostu gururityesha manisha mama. If you attend Sanskritam class, you will be able to understand why it became Gururityesha. Guruhu iti. Visarga became Ra. Which Sandhi? Buddhir Balam Sandhi. Buddhir Balam Sandhi. Just for fun, huh? Don't get afraid. It's a great joy. Once you learn all Sandhis and you see them getting used here, it's a great joy to split and read. Again, let us try to read from the last line. Chandalaha astu, Dvijaha astu. Let it be a Chandala, let it be a Dvija. That person is my Guru. Guruhu iti esha manisha mama. My conviction is this Mahatma is my Guru. What is it that made him a Guru? He says, Itham yasya drudhamatihi. He has firm conviction in this particular thing. Itham means this particular thing. Drudhamatihi. Firm conviction he has. What is that thing in which he has firm conviction? Nitya. In that Nitya Vastu, which is eternal. Nitya. Pare. Sukhatare also is there, right? Sukhatare means it is the absolute source of bliss. In happiness also there can be gradation. Happiness which comes and goes, it is inferior form of happiness. Really speaking, there is only one form of happiness. That happiness reflected in mind, dependent upon objects. What we call as happiness, that is one notch down. Even in Hindi they say, right? Maza aa gaya. Aa gaya means what? Aya or gaya. It came and it went. That is the first level of happiness. This one is Sukhatara. Supreme most source of bliss, having attained which we don't have to seek anything else. Puja Guruji once said this. He said, find out one thing in this creation where having found that you don't have to seek anything else. Other than Brahma, other than that Chaitanya, there is nothing really speaking. You find it, after having found it, the very fact that we are seeking something else shows that thing has not made us content. It cannot be Sukhatara, it can be Sukha to some extent. So the one who revels in that thing which is Sukhatara, supreme most source of bliss, Para, greater than the greatest, means it is the cause of the cause. See, vasanas or maya. If you want alternative word for vasana, you can also put maya. Maya, avidya, all of them are at this level, vasana level. Now this vasana is causal. It is subtler than everything else. It is unmanifest. So compared to this, vasanas you can call it as para. Cause is always para than the effect. Compared to vasanas, that Chaitanya is even para. That's why the word you must have heard, parat parataram. Shuddha Brahma Parat Pararam. Parat Para means the one who is beyond this Maya also, that is Bhagavan. That is this Para. Nitya Pare Nirmale. Nirmale means devoid of any kind of duality. Ignorance itself is the first duality. One that is devoid of that duality, devoid of Maya, that is this Nirmala. Great saints, the same vocabulary, they will present it in songs. More you study this, all the bhajans, everything will become very beautiful. Kabir Dashi says, Rama Niranjana Nyara Re, Anjana Sakala Pasara Re. He says, Bhagwan Rama is Niranjana. Niranjana means what? Devoid of Maya. With this Maya only, everything is projected. Once you include Maya in that consciousness, everything else is projected because of that Maya. That is this word Nirmala. Nirmala means devoid of Maya, devoid of duality. The one whose mind always revels in this, Sukhatare, Nitya, Pare, Nirmale. Nitya word means it is eternal, doesn't come and go, just like Sputatara Samvit. Nitya Pare Nirmale. In that, one whose mind revels all the time, in that knowledge, that person is my Guru. That person is my Guru. Now I say this non-duality and everything, whenever you say, what is the main obstacle in accepting this non-duality? Our perception of duality. That itself is a major obstacle. You say, I am seeing this mountain, I am seeing this river, I am seeing this building, I am seeing so many people. And you are telling me that everything is this non-dual truth alone, which is appearing as all these names and forms. He says that is exactly what he has understood through knowledge. Even though there are so many names and forms appearing, the substratum is that non-dual reality. How has he understood that? First two lines. Brahma eva aham idam jagatcha sakalam. That Brahman alone I am, not this body, not this mind, not this intellect. I am that pure consciousness, and this entire world is a painting on this consciousness. Jagatcha sakalam chinmatra vistaritam. Chinmatra means Chaitanya matra. If I go only with my senses, at the most we can conclude this creation is Bhuta Vistara. 5 elements have expanded, or 5 elements have taken different names and forms and become this creation. But when he studies Vedanta systematically, enquires where did these 5 elements also come from? Whichever text of Vedanta you pick, whenever they discuss about creation, this is what they really want to point out. Creation has come out from consciousness. Creation has emerged from that Chaitanya. So really speaking, it is not 5 elements which are spread out, it is consciousness which is spread out. These are all little compromise statements only, but it's good for understanding. Consciousness spreading out means not like how you spread out a carpet. Consciousness is spread out in every object. Means wherever you see objects, wherever we see Jagat, there alone we should see consciousness. Substratum and superimposed are always together. For example, you see this beautiful painting behind? Notice how many things are there in that painting. If I'm covering you from here, you can imagine, okay? There is a mountain. There is a river probably. Ganga ji is also there. Chandala is standing there. Tree is there. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji is there. Disciples are there. Now if you keep noticing the painting, you have so much of variety there. But if you just shift your attention to the canvas, that canvas pervades each and every part of that painting. So either you can say this painting is Vistara of colors, or you can say this painting is Vistara of canvas. Means wherever you touch in that painting, what you are really interacting with is the canvas. This is called as Chitra Deepa, Panchadashi. One whole chapter, almost around 200 plus verses. Vidyaranya Swamiji elaborates on this metaphor. How on one canvas, painting is drawn, and so many things get superimposed on that painting that we fail to appreciate the canvas. So this sadhaka is somebody who has systematically studied Vedanta, and he knows that Jagat is nothing but a painting in consciousness. Brahmaivaham jagatcha sakalam chinmatra vistaritam. Means even if he sees the painting, even if he sees the colors, he doesn't lose sight of the canvas. In the same way, even if he sees mountains, rivers, people, he doesn't lose sight of consciousness. Now you might wonder, why do we need to discuss about Jagat? Because whenever we discuss about Jagat, we start feeling very disconnected from Vedanta. Agree? One should, if you are new to Vedanta, one should feel disconnected. Because that thinking we don't do as much. Thinking about who am I seems very practical to us. You see, mind is bothering. If I can keep this mind away from myself, that is, something Vedanta has done to me. One contribution of Vedanta in my happy life. But if you say, come, let us discuss about creation process. It feels very academic, feels very technical. So why are our scriptures emphasizing on thinking about creation? It is because Vedanta doesn't want us to get moksha only limited to a particular place. Think about it. How much time we spend in solitude versus how much time do we spend interacting with world? If we don't inquire into nature of world, we will always feel I am free only during certain time of the day, or I am free only in certain place, or I am free only when I do certain thing. And what is moksha that we are seeking? Unconditioned moksha, not limited by any place, any time. Means after Sunday when we go back to San Jose or wherever you all have come from, we should not feel that here there was something different and there is something different. That is the whole purpose of creation enquiry, to think whenever we are in the world, you say this world is nothing but expression of this consciousness. Vistara of this Chaitanya, that is this Srishti. But we say everything is good, but it's so difficult to see this creation as elaboration of consciousness, expression of consciousness. What is the sadhana? How can we see this world as consciousness? What are the baby steps towards consciousness? Goswamiji has written one chaupai in Dohavali. It's exactly the first line of second verse. He says, O sadhaka, if it is difficult to see the world as consciousness, the first step is see the world as Rama. Any Ishta Devata. before we see the world as Brahmamaya, he says see the world first as Ramamaya. Also put other Mayas, either as Krishnamaya, Shivamaya. Raghupati Bhagati Chari Vari Jala. In the morning time when we wake up, if we are not fully awake, what do? Take some water and sprinkle. If not on ourselves, at least on the one whom we want to wake up. Raghupati Bhagati Chari Vari Jala. Like that he says, sprinkle your eyes with water of devotion. Raghupati Bhagati Chari Vari Jala. What will be the result? Binu Prayasa hi sujhe. Just like effortlessly you will wake up, in that way, all of Vedanta will become effortlessly understood by that devotee. This is the bridge between devotion and knowledge. If we call ourselves a devotee, Bhagwan doesn't like ignorant devotees. That's actually not a good compliment for Bhagwan. He tells Parvati ji, in Shiva Gita, you are the consort of Jagat Guru, Lord Shiva. If you are ignorant, it is not good for me. That is why the teaching of Shiva Gita begins. He says, listen Parvati ji, what is the nature of this creation? Raghupati Bhagati Chari Vari Jala Binu Prayasa hi sujhe. Effortlessly that devotee will understand. Tulasi Dasa Jagat Chida Vilasayah. Tulsidas ji says, Tulasi Dasa Kaha Chida Vilasa Jagat. Bujhata, bujhata, bujhe. He says if devotion becomes ripened and we do Shravanam with that kind of a mind, he says this whole world will not appear to you as Bhuta Vilasa, it will appear to you as Chid Vilasa. Tulasi Dasa Kaha Chid Vilasa Jaga. Bujhata, bujhata, bujhe. Why does he say it twice? Because it's a slow journey. Bujhata, bujhata. When it will click, we never know. But we should keep listening to the same thing. We should not change the teaching because it is not clicking yet. Right? Same swara, same shruti, keep listening again and again until we get it right. That is the whole process, that is the whole journey. Brahmaivahamidam jagatcha sakalam chinmatra vistaritam. In our Puranas and Upanishads, they have beautiful stories to elaborate these subtle pointers. But Upanishad stories are very different. There is no elaboration there. There was a cool weather, water was flowing there, and river was flowing and rain was falling. Nothing like that. By the time story starts, it ends. So there is one story of Raikva and Raja Janashruti. This is from Chandogya Upanishad. It is that Janashruti was a very pious, noble king. He used to give a lot of dhanam and he was known for his generosity. And he had done so much of tapasya, he knew the language of birds. In Patanjali Yoga Sutra, there are different sadhanas, and results are given of different sadhanas. One of the siddhi given is this. One of the siddhi that can come to a person is, we can understand the language of birds. So Raja Janashruti had mastered it, and he was standing on top of his terrace in his palace, and he hears two birds flying up. One bird says, be careful. Can you see that brilliant light coming? That is Raja Janashruti. Don't go close to it, it will bring us down. Means the brilliance of that king is such, be careful of that light which is coming from Raja Janashruti. The other bird says, oh, he is so great. Is he even greater than Raikva? Is he even greater than Raikva? Only that much he hears. Both birds fly away. Now his whole question is, who is this Raikva? To whom these birds compared me to, who is this Raikva? So he sends all his soldiers, everybody, find out who is that tapasvi called as Raikva, whose brilliance is compared to me. They go here and there. Finally they come back, all the soldiers. They say, Maharaj, there is one cart puller at the outskirts of our kingdom. His name is Raikva. He says, cart puller? How come he has brilliance, equal to me? He said, let us go. Take all gold coins. So 600 gold coins he takes, lot of jewelry and everything else he takes. He says, let us go to Raikva and I will learn from Raikva. This is there in Upanishad Ganga also, if you remember. So Raikva is sitting in the cart, beneath the cart. He's a cart puller. Least concerned about the king. He's not even looking at the king. So Janashruti comes. He says, oh Raikva, there's so many things I have brought. Please accept this. Raikva says, can you scratch my back? It is little itching over here. Can you scratch here? He says, scratch your back? He says, that is all I want, nothing else. So king feels maybe 600 gold coin was not sufficient. So he goes back, comes again. But this time he comes sincerely. Raikva ji, can you please tell me what is this supreme truth, because of which even the birds felt that the brilliance is equal in both of us. Raikva notices that this king has persistence and he has sincerity. He says, your obstacle was the pride you had as a king. Leave that, and then I will teach you what is that thing because of which there is so much of joy and brilliance. What does he teach? The first line of Maneesha Panchakam of this verse. Brahmaivaham jagatcha sakalam chinmatra vistaritam. He says, you are seeing this world. I have rolled back this world into consciousness. He says, wind blows things away. That wind merges into fire. That fire merges into, finally, Maya Shakti. That Maya merges into consciousness. So I have understood that consciousness to be my nature. In that consciousness I am Nitya pare Nirmale Sukhatara. I am reveling in that. This is the secret of my Ananda. That is what all of us have to revel in. This is Chandogya Upanishad way of telling this same truth. Now, how did this diversity come into being? How do we see so much of variety? That is the second line. Sarvam cha etad. All this duality that we are seeing is actually not absolutely true. It is only a projection due to ignorance. Sarvam cha etad avidyaya. Ignorance or Maya Shakti, that is what has projected this multitude of universe. Multiplicity in this universe. Sarvam cha etad avidyaya trigunaya. So Maya is made up of three gunas. Sattva guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Combination of these three is creation. Tamoguna is the objects which are inert. Our body is result of Tamoguna. Rajoguna, sense organs. Organs of action in particular, and pranas. They are a product of Rajoguna. And Sattvaguna, our mind. All the organs of perception. That is the product of Sattvaguna. Within this, entire creation is included. Objects are there. Rajoguna predominant, sense organs are there, pranas are there. And Sattvaguna predominant, organs of perception and mind is there. Sarvam cha etad avidyaya trigunaya ashesham maya kalpitam. This whole thing has been projected by me, the consciousness, conditioned by Maya. Pure consciousness does not project anything. Only Maya is inert, it cannot project anything. When both these come together, when consciousness forgets its own nature, it misunderstands itself to be this individual self, then this whole projection starts. Gurudev would call it as non-apprehension and misapprehension. Non-apprehension means I don't know myself as pure consciousness. Now it doesn't stop there. Other ignorance of the world, you don't know something, you stop at that point. Here I don't know myself as consciousness, but I end up projecting myself as something else. That projection has led us into several rebirths. Because we think of ourselves as finite, the first result of that finitude is we seek for joy outside. Whatever objects are there, we feel joy will come from here, which will make us sit in PFT. Means we will end up sitting in this ahankara, this individual, and then seeking those objects. Not all objects are available only in this janma. Or in other words, not all desires are fulfilled only in this birth. That is why Bhajagovindam Bhagavan says, Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Punarapi janani jathare shayanam. Again and again repeated rebirth. Iha samsare bahudusthare. The day when somebody feels, I want freedom from this rebirth. That time he seeks the grace of the Lord and he says, Krupaya pare, pahi murare. He has sought different things from the Lord. This is the final thing he seeks. That don't give me any more rebirth. Right now in this birth, let me get that absolute bliss. Now if you see the second verse, if you are familiar with Sanskritam, right, you will notice one anomaly there. Can you tell me any anomaly? Sarvam cha etad avidyaya trigunaya ashesham maya kalpitam. Okay, let us break it down. Sarvam cha etad kalpitam. This much is clear? All of this is projected. Kalpitam means just like you see a celestial city in the clouds. All of that is projected, it is not really there. Sarvam cha etat kalpitam. This entire world is not absolutely real, it's a projection. One Mahatma Ji would say this, look at what avidya has done. One small mistake of not knowing yourself, see how much of projection it has done. Several Brahmandas have been projected, several other experiences are projected. We are made to go through so many experiences. Sarvam cha etat kalpitam. Who has projected it? Maya is there, third case. Avidya is also there. Avidyaya kalpitam, maya kalpitam. How come two reasons are given for one projection? Either it is me or it is avidya. Who has projected it? Technically it is. Avidyaya kalpitam is upadana karanam. The material cause with which the world is expanded or projected is avidya. And the instrumental cause for projection is maya. Maya means consciousness conditioned by maya upadi. So from consciousness standpoint it becomes instrumental cause. From maya standpoint it becomes material cause. Upadana karana means material cause. Like for example, if somebody makes, let us say, a sand castle. Somebody makes a sand castle. What is the material for that sand castle? Sand. That is called as the material cause. Now who is the instrument making that sand castle? Individual, right? Person. Means individual is different, instrumental cause is different, and material cause is different. But when it comes to Jagat, you see the same consciousness with Maya Upadi becomes the instrumental cause and it becomes material cause. So through avidya, it is the material cause. From its own standpoint, it is instrumental cause. More elaboration, you have to study Vedanta Sara. Okay, all of that Swapradhanataya nimittam. Swa upadhi pradhanataya upadanam. From that. But this much we can keep. Brahmaivaham idam jagatcha sakalam chinmatra vistaritam. Sarvam cha etat avidyaya trigunaya ashesham maya kalpitam. There is not even a single thing in this world which is free from maya. Everything is a projection, is a vistara of consciousness along with maya upadhi. Ashesham maya kalpitam. Ittham yasya drudhamatihi. One who has firm conviction in this. One who doesn't see the world as names and forms. One who doesn't give reality to the world of names and forms. One who sees that consciousness alone in this world. That person is my guru. Sukhatare Nitye pare Nirmale yasya matihi asti. He never sees the world as bhutamaya. How does he see the world as? Chinmaya. Full of consciousness. This was Mahavakya Aham Brahmasmi. So how is Aham elaborated here? Brahma eva Aham. I am that Brahma, not this mind, etc. Top block is who am I? What is the bottom block? What is this world? So what is this world is a later part. Chinmatra vistaritam. So world is nothing but consciousness. That is how it becomes a Mahavakya. Both have to be there. Huh? World enquiry also has to be there. And who am I inquiry should also be there. Next verse is elaboration on the Mahavakya Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi, which comes in Chandogya Upanishad. Very beautiful shloka. Shashvannashvarameva vishvamakhilam Nishchitya vacha guroho Nityam brahma nirantaram vimashata Nirvyaja shantatmana Bhutam bhavicha dushkrutam pradahata Samvinmaye pavake Prarabdhaya samarpitam Swavapuhu Ityesha Maneesha mama Shashvannashvarameva vishvamakhilam Nischitya vacha guroho Nityam brahma nirantaram vimrushata Nirvyaja shantatmana Bhutam bhavicha dushkrutam pradahata Samvinmaye pavake Prarabdhaya samarpitam Swavapurityesha Maneesha mama. Generally the way we split sandhi is, if you pause, you have to split. There are different ways of chanting, but if you pause, you split. If you chant it directly, say the ra. Okay. This one we will go line by line, unlike the previous ones. Shashvan Nashwaram. Just focus on that word. Shashvan Nashwaram Vishwam Akhilam. Shashvan means all the time, minute by minute. Nashwaram. Impermanent, constantly getting destroyed. What? Vishwam Akhilam. Entire creation. Nishchitya Vacha Guroho. One who has gotten this conviction through the words of the Guru. Now you will say, what is so great about knowing that this world is impermanent? Shashvat Nashwaram, even science tells us. Shashvat Nashwaram, even our physical eyes, if you see, we know this fact. What did Nishchitya Vacha Guroho do to him? What was Guru Upadesha so special? Why did he need Guru Upadesha in the first place? What did that Guru Upadesha add to what we already know? It is said, although we know that things are impermanent, somewhere this notion is there could be some other permanent thing in this world. If I get, everything will be okay. And Guru's words is, or Guru's role is to make sure, to convince the Shishya that even if you become Indra, that position is also Nashvara. Shashvan Nashwaram, even our physical eyes can tell us. Flower is Anitya. Our physical body is only 7 years, it is Anitya. Everything is Anitya, we know. But through Guru's words, he has taken that disciple and made sure that Nitya Vastu is his goal. Both are different. Knowing something to be Nashvara is okay, but that doesn't make him choose Nitya Vastu as his goal. So Guru's words, that is the main thing to emphasize. And if you want a glimpse of this, we should see it in Bhaja Govindam. That is the main part Shankaracharya ji is accomplishing there. He says, Anitya world is there, that we know. But how to make Govinda as the goal, why we should make Govinda as the goal, that he emphasizes. Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. So that is the first thing Guru does. Means somewhere this thought should not be there. If I accomplish something else in this world, then everything will be okay. That is the supreme most accomplishment I can get in this human birth. You see, even Indra is insecure. You know that story, right, of Raja Bali. When he does all the yajnas, one more yajna was to be done. Indra Bhagwan becomes so insecure, he sent some Vigna. Raja Bali says, if after becoming Indra, my insecurity won't go, I'm not interested in becoming Indra. That is his final conclusion. Vishnu Bhagwan says, don't worry, I will give you another loka. You take care of that loka. But really speaking, some vastu in this world cannot be the goal. Shashvan Nashwaram, first thing is that. Yamacharya tells this to Nachiketa. He says, our irony is such, in spite of knowing that something is impermanent, we still go after it. Yamacharya tells himself as an example. He says, look at me. I knew that becoming Yama, Lord of Death, it's an impermanent position. But still I chose that thing. But Nachiketa, you are a very good student. At this young age, in spite of me offering so many things, he said, you did not choose Anitya Vastu. You chose that Nitya Vastu. That is why I praise you a lot. In Kathopanishad, there is elaborate plays of Nachiketa. But that is the same part, Shashvan Nashwaram. Second is, Guru's words should give us this conviction that if you pursue something from this world, it's always going to be a mixed bag of joy and sorrow. There is nobody in this world who can say, all my desires have been fulfilled. Nobody can say, whatever I desired, everything has been fulfilled. At the same time, nobody can say, none of my desires have been fulfilled. It's a mixed bag. That is how we get this human body. Papa and Punya, they will balance out each other. So overall, our experience is going to be the same. You take everybody's life, overall you see the experiences, little bit sukham, little bit dukkham, both of it mixed together. But we feel, it is lot of dukkham, in between some sukham comes. But he said there is another way to seek that unconditioned sukham, which is devoid of any kind of dependence on this world. Shashvat Nashwaram should make us seek that. This is second contribution. of Guru's words that he says, if you seek Nashvara Vastu, it is Nashvara anyway, so you are not going to get it. Nitya Vastu we never sought. That also we won't get it. What did we remain? What remained in our hands? He says, Nishchitya Vacha Guroho is to take that student and make him seek that Nitya Vastu. By pointing out different shortcomings. That's why it's a very beautiful parallel. If you are studying Bhaja Govindam, at every point Bhagwan criticizes different things. But really speaking, his heart is not in criticism. Why would a saint ever criticize anything? He is seeing everything as Brahmamaya. But the student is not seeing everything as Brahmamaya. His mind is stuck in different things. So to pull him out from it, that is his technique of showing the other side. He says there is no permanent sukham here. Before you enter anything, don't have this expectation that this thing will give me joy. Doing it out of a duty, real joy is nature of Atma. Okay, two things we saw, Shashvat Nashwaram. What was the first one? Shashvat Nashwaram means? It keeps on changing. Just like this thing keeps changing, even if you become Indra, even there things are impermanent. Being able to project this, extrapolate this kind of understanding to any position in life, we are not going to seek for Indra. Right? But we have certain ideas. Oh, maybe if I become like that person, then I will be happy. Maybe if we get some other kind of lifestyle, then we'll be happy. That thing should be broken through this vichara. Yal labase nija karmopattam vittam tena vinodaya chittam. With whatever Bhagwan has blessed us, with that developing the art to remain content. But at the same time, seeking that Nitya Vastu as the goal. Second thing is, if we seek Nashvara Vastu, it's always going to be a mixed bag of joys and sorrows. Now, what is the third role of Guru? Nishchitya Vacha Guroho. See, Vedanta doesn't only discuss about anityatva of the world, talk about anityatva of objects, and leave us there. He says, what is Nitya Vastu? That also has to be told. That is the second line. Nityam Brahma Nirantaram. That Nitya Brahma, he is constantly meditating upon it. Nityam Brahma Nirantaram Vimrushata. Thinking about it, reflecting about it. Nirvyaja Shantatmana. Nirvyaja means devoid of vasanas. His heart has become pure from all other vasanas. With that, he is able to reflect upon this truth. Shantatmana means very quiet. Mind is very calm and quiet and free from vasanas. With such a mind, he reflects upon that truth. Puja Gurudev very beautifully defines vasana. He says, helpless expression of our past is vasana. In spite of knowing something which I don't want to do, one still ends up doing it without thinking of consequences. Future consequences and past results you have gained from that consequence or that action. Still doing the same thing, that is called as vasana. Now, we won't go into details of what is vasana, this much is good enough. We can elaborate more in our own life and think through it. Helplessly, we feel our life is going on. That is the push of vasanas. The one in whom vasanas have reduced, the insignia is he can do what he wants to do. He can choose to do certain things, he can choose not to do certain things. That ability he has developed, that is called as nirvyaja. Nirvyaja. Now, how do vasanas gain roots? Because vasana suddenly doesn't become like a tornado. It starts very small. It comes as a thought saying, if I get this particular thing, I'll be happy. Or there is joy in that thing. And it's very, very subtle. We don't consciously go and feel that, okay, now vasana is entering inside, it has reached inside, it's going inside. Nothing like that. You just go and visit somebody's home, Diwali party will be there or something will be there. Now you're casually sitting on the sofa. Now you suddenly see something in that sofa. Whatever type it is. Some control will be there, very fancy control. Now that is, already it has printed an impression. The way vasana gets root is by repetitive thinking. Once it has entered inside, no matter what we are doing, inside sofa is going on. I'm just giving one example, but you see how other things will also creep in the same way. Repetitive thinking will deepen that impression. But we don't stop there. We will come home and check, how much does that sofa cost? Means not only we have thought about it, we are acting on it. If we were able to cut off before repetitive thinking, vasana will not gain roots. If we were able to cut off before acting upon it, vasana will not gain roots. But once both of them have combined together, repetitive thinking and acting upon it, then vasana becomes stronger. This is Bhagavad Gita verse. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha. Dhyayato means what? Repeatedly he is doing meditation upon that thing. And sometimes we feel it is hard to meditate, right? Really it is not. It is hard to meditate upon the thing we really want to meditate. Wherever we have vasana, very effortlessly we can meditate upon that thing. But Bhagavan says, with that repetitive thinking comes attachment, sangaha. And through sangha comes kama. Kama comes much later. Means vasana becomes very strong much later. After that, after action is done, after more impressions are gathered, it becomes even stronger. So one of the main ingredients for a spiritual sadhaka is this alert vyavahara. Wherever he goes, he makes sure that after that vyavahara ends, there are no impression he carries along with him later to a different point. This is a great sadhana. Bhagavan calls this as bhava shuddhi. 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he said this is one kind of tapasya. Whatever interactions are happening, whatever experiences are happening, he says leave it just there. But if we carry along with it, if we carry that experience along with us, that comes again to bind us. Okay, that is the elaboration of the word nirvyaja, and shantatmana means the mind which is quiet. I said this one is an important verse, right? So we can't complete in one session. More will elaborate tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.